Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining in for the second edition of CLEAP Security Conference, CLEAPCon 2022. CLEAPCon was started for a mission and aim to spread cybersecurity awareness. And since then, we have been hosting this conference annually and bringing together a lot of industry experts from different regions, from academia, from researchers to other C-level executives. And with this, today we have been joined by a really interesting teacher and students duo. And we are looking forward to the talk as well. Pooja, over to you.
Thank you, Shivani. Next, we have a small workshop session by the winner of National ICT Award 2019-20 by the Ministry of Education by Delhi State Government, E-Innovation Award 2018 by Bharatiya Global Foundation, among others. She's a passionate teacher and has 25 years of experience in teaching. She's a master trainer and has conducted numerous workshop and webinar training more than 6,000 educators across the India. So let's welcome Niru Mittal. We are happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here today. And I will be coming with I've come with my team of students, and we'll be talking about programming with empathy. Should I share my screen?
Yes, Niru. Are you able to?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I am able to. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, a very warm welcome to all the people, all the dignitaries, and all the attendees here. So today, what we are going to touch upon, me and my team of students, Karan Joshi, he is an alumni of our school, a star performer, and Prithvi Singh, he is a class 11 student in my school. So we are going to present to you a very interesting topic called programming with empathy. Empathy basically is a part of social emotional learning, which is, I would say, an upcoming skills in the classrooms. So if we talk of social emotional learning, it is a set of skills through which we can achieve a lot in life. Like if I recall that in our school timings, in our schools, when we were young, we used to have so many games. We used to have touch with our roots. We used to have a touch with the family. And we had all those values inculcated in us of social emotional learning, like empathy. So we are stressing on empathy because empathy is something, if it is inbuilt in students from the beginning, what happens is they learn to become sensitive towards not only others, but also towards issues in the world. So what we'll be going through is, first of all, I'll explain what is empathy. Its relevance as a skill in today's world. It's very important to have empathy because as we are moving towards the modern world, we are seeing a corrosion of values. We are seeing a corrosion of a lot of our culture in the world, as well as there are some skills which we need to become successful in life, and that is lacking today's students. Then we'll actually show you how we implement programming, because empathy is a skill, and how do we use it in the classroom, because I'm a computer science teacher, how do I use it in coding? Then implementation through Python, we'll be discussing a few files, and after that we'll discuss about the students' work and then conclusion. So what is empathy? For that, I'll just play a short video so that you can understand what it is. Why I'm trying to play this video is because we have something called sympathy and there's something called empathy, and people really confuse empathy and sympathy. So let's go through the video. I hope I am able to. Please let me know if you can't hear the sound.
Ready? Let's get started. So what exactly
Is it audible?
Yes, it is.
empathy? We're able to understand how someone else might be thinking or feeling about a situation. Some people say empathy is like putting yourself in their shoes and trying your best to imagine what they might be going through. Empathy is not about what you would do if you were them or how you were. It's all about the other person. Why is empathy so important? Empathy is important because it helps you know how to best respond to other people. When you have an idea of how someone is feeling, you have a better chance of knowing what to do or say to them that might be helpful. For example, Susie's cat ran away from home last night. Ask yourself, how do you think she might be feeling? Put yourself in her shoes for just a minute. Imagine if you were Susie and you had a cat that you loved and played with every day. Imagine if one day the cat was gone and you didn't know if it was ever coming back. How would that feel? Probably not great. If you were Susie, you'd likely be feeling sad, heartbroken, and very worried. Since you took the time to try to understand what Susie might be feeling, now you can better respond to her and connect with her in a way that is helpful. You could say something such as, I know how much you love your cat. You must be feeling really sad. Or you could do something nice for Susie, like offer to help put up posters around the neighborhood. Empathy is not only about figuring out how someone is feeling, but also caring enough to do something about it. Practicing empathy makes you a more caring person and a better friend. It brings you closer to people because they feel that you truly understand what they're going through. Empathy works with happy feelings too. If your friend is happy because he made the volleyball team, you can use empathy to be excited with him. Even if you don't really like volleyball, you know how much this means to your friend, and you can truly be happy for him. So how can you start practicing empathy with others? Here are 4 things that you can start doing today. 1. Pay attention to other people's feelings. You can watch people's faces and body language to get an idea of how they might be feeling. You can also listen to their words or the tone of their voice to get clues about what they are feeling or thinking. If you're ever unsure, you can always just ask, how are you feeling right now? By paying attention to people's feelings, you will have a better idea about how to interact with them. 2. Think before you speak or act. Ask yourself, how do I think my words or actions are going to make this other person feel? If something you're doing is making other people feel sad or upset, you might want to think about changing that behavior. For example, you may know a joke that you think is really funny, but if you can imagine that it may hurt someone's feelings, it may be best not to share it after all. 3. Realize that everyone is different. Just because something is not a big deal to you doesn't mean that it might not be a big deal for someone else. Everyone feels differently about certain situations, and that's okay. Even if you may not feel the same way, you can still be helpful to others by working to understand things from their point of view. 4. Stand up for others. Even if there's a situation that has nothing to do with you, there are still ways for you to be helpful. For example, you might see a kid getting bullied or picked on by the other kids in class. Instead of staying out of it, you can use empathy to imagine how he might be feeling. Then you can do something about it and help stand up to the bullies. By using empathy, you can be a hero for other people. That's all we have for you today. I hope you learned a lot and you found this information helpful. If you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment below to let us know. Be sure to also check out our other videos and visit our website at www.milemarks.com.
So that was about empathy. And that's exactly what we do. We need to figure out how others feel. We really have to do. It doesn't mean we have to show sympathy to them. We have to actually feel, be in their shoes. There are ways of recognizing empathy, and that's exactly what we do in our programming. So building empathy, basically, it inculcates some lifelong skills, and we're just going to talk about those lifelong skills. And believe me, these are the skills of the 21st century. Even the national education policy, which has been brought up by our government, has been accepted by our government, recognizes these skills as being a very important skill for the 21st century learners, as well as they help us create students who are empathetic, who are lifelong learners, who are sensitive, who are actually going to make the world a better place by thinking about other problems like environment, like poverty, like the SDG goals, all of them. So skills which are strengthened by empathy are negotiation, collaboration, creativity, feeling safe, uh, identifying the problems in the world, and most important, emotional connection. If a person is emotional, he or she will connect with anyone, anyhow. And that's what we are going to learn. Nowadays, we know that technology has increased a lot, but nowadays employees are looking for a much important skill, and that is the emotional quotient. And how can we do that? That's exactly what we are going to do, and that's all about what we are doing in our classrooms today. So we can build empathy through a lot of small actions in the classroom. Suppose you're an English teacher, you could go for asking a child how he is feeling, as simple as saying how the child is feeling. And if you are teaching any subject, you need to identify areas where empathy is required. So what we have been doing in our school, in my class, I have identified programming, because programming is my forte. And I ask students to create programs by inculcating empathy. So how do we do that? We do that to solve real-world problems. We can ask students to solve real-world problems. They create programs, and they also create programs that would identify the emotions of people and offer support. For example, I think many of us know there are face recognition softwares nowadays through which we can give our attendance also. But the same face recognition software can be used to understand the feelings of a person through the face, the body language of the person. By asking the person to type in something, we can actually know how the person is feeling. And all that is very much possible in Python and many other languages also. So the basic requirements of this activity, of this programming with empathy, is given. First of all, we identify the problem, we design, we identify the libraries required, input, output, and implement. So what we need is basic empathy. Python editor has to be downloaded and libraries. Let me tell you, there's no rocket science involved. It's very simple to do that. These are the libraries in Python which can be used for empathy programming. Emoji. There are hundreds of emoji, and I think we all can identify know how sad, how excited, how surprised, how happy that person is, the exact percentage. There is a file called pistics through which we can convert text to speech. Text to speech is a tool which can be used for accessibility. Play sound is another important file, because we all know that if a person is feeling sad, even if I'm feeling sad, even many of us who feel sad, we go for music. We can go for music, and we can always identify a person through the software, and then we can go for music for that. So if I want to do programming with empathy using Python, we have to download the Python from python.org, and we have to install the required library. I discussed the libraries in the previous slide. The only command that we need is pip install library, or pip install emoji. We'll be installing the emoji file. So these are the files which we use, which can be used, and which are being used by our students. So now over to my students who will be displaying their work, how they've used these Python libraries, how they've used these important Python libraries, as well as how they've connected these libraries and come up with wonderful projects that they can share with us. which not only identify a person's emotions, but also give us some solutions. So over to Karan Joshi. He is a class 12th pass out student and he has been connected with me for the past 2 years. He has
Thank you,
created
ma'am.
a wonderful app. Over to you, Karan.
Yeah, thank you,
I'll
ma'am.
stop sharing
And
that screen.
good evening to one and all present here. Today, I, Karan Joshi, an alumni of SRDU Public School, is just going to present my beautiful and wonderful app which I have made. Its name is Stress Buster app. Now I will just share you the video of it. Hmm. I believe that you are able to see the screen of mine.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, it's fine. Let me play the video.
Good evening, user.
I hope the audio
What
is
would you like
also
me to do today for
hearable.
you? Choose an
Yeah.
option. 1. Memes. 2. Motivation. 3. Snap. 4. Videos. 5. Music. 6. Friend. 7. Games. Your choice.
So you can see this is the option window,
You can
and
explain
Okay, your selected choice is opening.
also. Yeah. Karan, explain also, right?
yeah, ma'am. Okay, so first of all, this is the code, and now when we run it, the command
evening,
is
user.
running, and
What would you
all the
like me to
options
do
will be
today for you?
displayed in front of us.
Choose an
Before
option.
that, the
1.
speaker will tell you
Memes.
what all
2.
options are there.
Motivation. 3. Snap. 4. Videos. 5. Music. 6. Friend. 7. Games. Your choice.
Now, as you can see, this is the option window in which we can select any of the option, and it will remain active till the user has not closed it by just clicking the close button. And whenever we click any of the options, it will just open in your Google Chrome browser, because all the files we have stored is in Google Drive. The reason of that was to just enable for everyone, and anyone can download it from there. Let's see what is the output coming up.
Okay, your selected choice is opening.
So we have just clicked on memes. Now a meme page will open up. And as you can see, this is also our own made meme. Is not from copied from Google anywhere, but yeah, just we have made it.
Okay, your selected choice is opening.
Now it's going for motivation option. This is also our own made.
Okay, your selected choice is opening.
In this part, we just have put a random pics which we can use as a wallpaper for some phone or like for the Windows.
Okay, your selected choice is opening.
In this segment, we have some funny videos which can light up your mind, mood, and just help you to boost up you.
All right, listen up, y'all. I'm y'all substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. I taught school for 20 years in the inner city, so don't even think about messing with me. Y'all feel me? Okay, let's take a roll here. Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here? Yeah.
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be.
Okay, now let's just move to the next segment. That is
Okay,
songs.
your selected choice is opening.
Okay, so this will be this beautiful song.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm
Okay, to coming to the next segment, which is friend.
Okay.
So I will just explain you a little bit about the friend segment. This is a chatbot made by us. It is also used by Python libraries, and it contains a lot of libraries which we'll be seeing upcoming. And it contains, like, you can light up your mood by just asking what is the temperature, what is, can you tell me a joke. It's just you can say it's just a mimic of Alexa, Siri, or we have just Google Assistant, but it is just totally based on Python, and it's a very reliable one.
Your selected choice is opening.
Now we will just see how it is going on. So this is the chatbot, and I will like just write how are you or hello.
Hi. I am doing well. Artificial intelligence is the branch of engineering and science devoted to constructing machines that think.
So it doesn't mean that it only tell us joke. It can also tell us some of the definition of scientific and some comedy ones too.
A comic book story made into a movie.
Okay, now just coming to the last segment,
Okay.
games.
Your selected choice is opening.
So this is the one Google game which we all know, Pac-Man. And most of the things that we are seeing
Okay.
is actually of as randomized, means that if you have just selected memes once again, then it's not necessary that the first meme will come, or the when I was just click games, though it's not necessary, or it will, there will be little chance that this Pac-Man game will come back. A new game may become, might come, or another just
Selected choice is
download one.
opening.
Now we will see this feedback. This feedback is also based on Python only. It's made on Tkinter library, and we have just connected to over its MySQL database. For example, if we all write all the things, this data will just come to our MySQL database. Means it doesn't have any third party system. All the data of our valuable customers will come to our MySQL database, and it will be secure. Okay, so as you can see, this is the MySQL database um, screen. And if I just show you the table now of that particular feedback form, so you will see that it is empty. And when we just confirm and enter the button, so the feedback will just come up in the MySQL window. See, as you can see, it's empty set, saying empty set, but
Your
just
feedback has been
enter.
recorded.
Now the window is closed. Now if we just check on it, as you can see, this is the all the particular that I have filled. So that was my project. Thank you for having me on this.
Thank you so much, Karan, for explaining your project, the wonderful app. And now we have Prithvi Raj Chauhan, and he has created a game in Scratch, which actually explains the difference, or demonstrates, I would say, the difference between sympathy and empathy, and why it is required in today's world. Over to you, Prithvi.
Thank you, ma'am, for the opportunity. Okay. Learning to stand in somebody else's shoes to see through their eyes. That's how peace begins. And it's up to you to make that happen. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world. Good evening, everyone. Prithviraj Chauhan this side. Today, with the help of the world renowned programming software Scratch, I will try to explain you the true meaning of empathy. And I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, it is visible, Prithvi.
Okay. So as you can see, this is my game and its name is Empathy Ball version 1.0. For starters, it has a main character, or we can say main sprite as we are using Scratch. His name is Teddy. So with the game begins the journey of Teddy, who along the game will learn more and more things about empathy. Currently, his information on this subject is null, and we hope with him you also learn a lot about empathy. So let's begin the game. As you can see, this sprite or Teddy can jump, move forward or backward, and he will continue upon his journey. So the first hurdle has come. Teddy sees his first hurdle in the form of an old lady who asked for help to cross the road, but some people ignored her. And as Teddy doesn't know anything about empathy, he did the same thing and also ignored her. But then he was pushed back to the beginning of the level and thus realized that wasn't the thing he should have done. So he continued upon his path and this time doesn't ignore her. Some people rudely said no to her, and her Teddy did the same thing. And again, he is pushed back to the beginning, and he realized his mistake and continues upon his path. Some people showed sympathy to the lady, but didn't come to her aid, and our Teddy, as usual, do the same thing. And he is again pushed back to the beginning, and thus he realizes his mistake and continue upon his path. And now the biggest hurdle has come for Teddy, and it's that he has to decide what he should do. Teddy has three options. He can refuse to help the lady, he can volunteer to help her and ask about any other assistance, or he can show sympathy to her. But this time, our Teddy knows what he has to do. He decides to volunteer. He decides to volunteer to help her and come forward. And now he has won the game, and he has learned the true meaning of empathy. And I also hope that you people also have learned the true meaning of empathy. And that's it from my side.
Thank you, Pooja and Shivani. That was our presentation. And basically, we were here to explain how we can use a simple thing like programming, which is, I think, a must in today's world. And it is also, as I said, taken up by the NEP that coding is going to be a basic skill. So we can start combine them to build the skills of empathy and fact social.
Absolutely.
Social
I
emotional
really,
learning skills.
yeah. I think, am I audible, everyone? Yes.
Yes, Shivani.
Okay. I personally enjoyed the session so much. I believe this is one of a kind session we had and very interesting. Thank you, Karan and Prithvi, and thank you, Neeru, for bringing them and showcasing this, because we coming from a totally technical background and we sometimes tend to forget empathy, how core value it is in building anything. Maybe if we are working in big teams or small teams, how empathy plays an important role, and combining it with programming, I think that's a wonderful task. Even I was like, I've never seen such kind of session before. And fantastic like games by Prithvi and the app that Karan has made. I think there's so much more that can be developed by using technology, and I wish both of you all the best. And work hard, and if you think that you need our help, you can get in touch with us, me or Pooja, and join our community CleapCon. We will sure provide you with the best mentoring that we can in order to develop and take it to an edge. And with this, I have a very little question on the live forum where someone had asked how we can make short games. Are there any platforms available?
Yeah,
I think people are interested in that now.
Yeah, there are many platforms available. There are like Scratch is a very wonderful platform. It's free. I would say it's open source, but it's free and it is online. You can create short games in that. We also have Microsoft Make Code Arcade. Apart from that, you have numerous software where you can create your games and in fact animations also.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in, and we had a wonderful time. And we wish to see you next year as well with much more innovative games so that we can show it to our audience at large. Thank you. Thank you so
Shivani.
much.
Thank you so much for offering to help also. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.